So in this video, I'm going to be starting a new series I'm going to be doing on this channel. I would say every single week from now on, I'm going to, every single Friday, release a video where I talk about 3 things. Sometimes there might be a bonus and I do a 4th thing. And that can be anything that I've learned in the past week, something that I found interesting, something I've got from a book. It may be a product that I'm using that has impacted my life in a good way, something that I've seen in my own mindset, something around self-improvement. And so if you're interested in seeing those kind of videos in future, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and you'll be notified when these videos come out. So for this week, I have 3 things that I want to talk to you about. And I was actually reading Tony Robbins, or I should say Tony Robbins, he's more commonly known, book Awaken the Giant Within. And there was something in this book. It was, a couple of pages, and it was about certainty and how people who are successful see the vision in their head. They visualize the success and the accomplishment, the goal that they're aiming for is already being achieved. They know in their heart that it is going to become a reality within their life. There is no room for doubt. And so I just want to read part of this to you right now. So he says, every great achiever I've ever interviewed has had the ability to get themselves to feel certain that they could succeed, even though no one before them had ever accomplished it. They've been able to create references where no references existed and achieved what seemed impossible. He goes on to explain about I think it was the 3-minute mile, the 5-minute mile, where no one could do it. No one could run a mile in under 5 minutes, I think it was. It was basically seemed impossible. It wasn't physically possible for a human to run that fast and run a mile in under 5 minutes. And one guy managed to do it. I think his name was Roger Deakins, maybe. He managed to break that. He saw it in his mind, broke that record, and within 1 year, 30 people had managed to break that record that no one thought was possible. They thought it was impossible. And he broke it, and then so many more people could do it because they knew that that barrier had been crossed, that it was a possibility. And obviously, he then goes on to talk about other people, and he goes on to Bill Gates, obviously the creator of Microsoft. And he says, in this sort of story, it was that he spoke to, I think it was Intel, someone like, it was a big corporation in America back when he was starting Microsoft, and he basically promised them software for their computers, an operating system. And Bill Gates, he didn't have an operating system. He basically promised something that he didn't have. And within a couple of months, he had to work and produce something, and he believed and knew that he had to create something on that day that there was the meeting with that company to show them what he'd been working on. And what he showed them was Windows. He created the operating system, something that he didn't think was possible, and he did. And obviously Microsoft, it changed his life, and it changed pretty much every single human's life on this planet. And so thinking about it within this book, you kind of need to get yourself into a state where something that you see as a goal, as a dream, as an aspiration, you kind of want to see it in that way with those words, but you don't want to be using words as an aspiration. It's not something that you're aspiring to. You need to know that in your heart that it is something that you will get. You need to understand that it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time until you accomplish that goal that you've set yourself, that you know you're going to eventually reach. And it's something that, from reading this over the past week and how I've been putting these things into my mind, reading these books and watching videos, it's really like implanting itself in my brain, and I can kind of feel the energy inside of me as being a lot more positive and direct, and knowing specifically what my purpose is and what it is I want to do and what I want to achieve in the future. And that kind of comes down to what I kind of want to make this video about here, which is every single week I'm going to talk about 3 things, and they're going to fall into health, wealth, and happiness, because I think those are kind of 3 very, very big values that everyone should kind of have within their life. And so for me, I kind of am in the mindset now where I know in the future I'm going to have an abundance of good health. I know that I'm going to have great wealth, and I know that I'm going to be very happy. And that is something that is confirmed. It's done. It's going to happen no matter what. It's inside of my head and in my heart, and I know that that's going to happen. And so going forwards, everything that I do is just going to be under the pretense that it's already happened, that like, it's just counting down the days. Obviously, you can't just visualize and wish these things, because if you do that, everyone would be, you know, a billionaire with a six-pack. And obviously that's not how it works. Obviously you need to continue to make massive action, but I think that it is something that you need to have in your mindset that it is possible and it's going to happen. And for me, I know it is going to happen. I can feel that, and I think that energy that it brings up within inside of me is then what's going to allow me to actually achieve those things later down the line. So that was number one. So number two in this video is going to be all about health. So if you are someone who is into health and fitness and keeping yourself in shape, you obviously have stuff like health supplements and protein bars and that kind of thing. And obviously the better tasting that you can have your protein shake or your protein bars, kind of the more rewarding it feels after that workout when you've been running or you've been lifting weights. You kind of feel great in yourself in having known that you've just done that you've pushed yourself and you've done something good for your body. But when you get to come back and you get to have a great protein shake or a great protein bar and that tastes amazing, it just makes it even better. It makes you want to go and work out every morning. And so recently I started trying out these new Grenade Carb-Killa bars, and I have to say that they are the best protein bars I've ever tasted in my life. I think there's like 17 different flavors. I've been making my way through them to try them out, see which ones I like, and they're really good. They have high protein in these bars with very low carbs and fat. So if you want to check these out, I will put a link in the description. But the reason why I'm showing this one is because this is the one that I've had this week, and I have to tell you, it is mind-blowingly good. This is white chocolate salted peanut. I can show you this right here. I gotta say that this is probably like one of the unhealthiest, if you want to say that about a protein bar, of all of the kinds that they do. Obviously it's got like caramel and white chocolate in it and kind of peanuts, which obviously isn't the greatest thing compared to a couple of the others they have, like dark chocolate mint. But they're really good. I recommend them. I will put a link in the description if you want to go ahead and check them out. But I cannot tell you how good that tastes, and I think you should try them out. And the third thing was, when I was thinking about this YouTube channel and launching it, and also my blog post, you're going to find that in the description below along in my website, something was within me, and it kind of connects back to that first thing that I mentioned at the beginning of this video in Tony Robbins' book on being certain. I was so certain that this channel and this website is going to take me places and be a success, and I'm going to put a lot of effort into it. There was sort of like something that I said to myself, and I thought, wow, that kind of sounds like a really good quote, actually. And so I googled it to make sure that I wasn't infringing on anyone else who'd said it, and I didn't realize I was saying their words. And no one else said it. And so what I said to myself was, no one's looking yet, but an empire is being built. And that is something that I think, in terms of this website that I'm creating, this YouTube channel, everything that I'm going to be doing in the future, for me, this is my empire. This is what my entire life is based upon. It's going to be everything that I shape and change. Going forwards, it's going to affect absolutely everything. And that's why I say, like, no one's looking yet. I'm in the beginning stages. No one's looking at me. I've not done anything, really. But I know that they will, because I'm certain of it. And yeah, no one's looking yet, but an empire is being built. So that's a quote from me. And that's what I'm going to end this video on. So if you have any thoughts on anything that I've said in this video, I'd love to hear what you've got to say. Be sure to leave a comment down below, and be sure to subscribe for any videos like this in the future as I document my journey. Thanks you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.